Hey, welcome back. We have a cool knife here. Excited to check this one out. Something I've been looking at for quite a while. Been talking to a acquaintance and buddy from the knife community about this one ever since he got it. He snagged it. Very nice pickup. And I was hoping at some point I might be able to get my hands on it. Oh yeah. Let's get it out of here nice and carefully, nice and carefully. This is a rare one. Interesting on the pouch. Let's see what we got. I guess it makes sense though, given the size of this thing. Oh my God. That's crazy. It is a Gareth Bull Knives Sham. And what's unique about this is that this is the big boy. 3.5 inches. Holy mackerel, that thing is huge. This feels so different than the typical Sham. Let me pull out what I love. My favorite Sham I've ever handled is this 3-inch here. Let's put this little guy right here. So maybe over the video or whatnot, it may not seem quite too crazy big, but man, in person, this is a big difference. Let's see what it weighs in at. And I've had a 3.3 that weighed way more than this. This is, I don't know, 2.5 ounces or something like that. 2.505 ounces. And the other one I had was like 4.5 ounces. It was crazy heavy. I don't know if they made some of them heavier than others, but it was really heavy. Let's see if this is even heavier than 4.5 ounces. There it is. I noticed that when I felt it. It didn't feel like it was crazy heavier than this other one. I had a very heavy, maybe it was only 4 ounces. Maybe it was 4 ounces. So this is that one, the 3.3 was 4 ounces, I think. And this is 4.37. Which for a Sham, if you know this model, it's crazy. And now what's also unique here is that they don't do many of these with texturing. So it's really cool to see one of these with this texturing. Just super neat. And it's just coming out of the mailbox, so it's a little cold and got a little condensation in the hand here. But let's get this thing opened up. Sorry, I'm 3 minutes in and I haven't even... Ooh. Very nice. That's sweet. What's the centering on this thing? Not perfectly centered. It might actually just need a little tune or something. Sometimes these knives get, dirty from use or whatever, and they end up not centered. But generally my Shams have been centered, so let's see if we have any blade play. We do have a little blade play here. So it may just be that it got a little loose in the mail. Let's take a look. That looks like a T10 or a T15. T10. Get this thing tightened up a little bit. This is not the one where you try and figure it out yourself by eyeballing it. You really want to get it right when you're talking about a knife this expensive. So I think, yeah, T10. Let's get it tightened up a teeny bit and see if that makes it a little more centered based on where it's off on the centering. I think this is what's going on. Yeah, it's a little loose there. So I don't know how tight I need to make that, but now it's back to center, so that's good. Let's see if I over tightened it or not. Nope. Not quite as drop shut. It's still pretty freaking drop shut. Now I probably need to throw a little Loctite on it to get it just right, but wow, that is more enjoyable in hand than I was expecting. The texturing makes a really big difference. I've never had a Folster, spelled F-A-U-X-L, F-A-U-X-L-S-T-E-R. I've never had a Folster, which is basically this same milling, but up to here, and then from here to here, it's not milled. This one, by the way, has a zirconium pivot hardware. So the Bullseye button Zirc, look at that beauty. And it's got a nice little Zirc pivot collar there. Wow, that is sweet. You know who you are, you're probably watching this video. Thank you very much for giving me the chance to handle this. I was thinking I might not like it, I'll be honest. You probably noticed when you reached out to me, I hesitated a little bit. I was thinking I might just find it to be a little too big in hand. I actually really like it. I really like the feel of it. I don't know if the pocket clip's much bigger. Definitely a little bit bigger, but it gives you a really nice purchase there to grab it, so you can front flip it really nicely. I love the drop point blade. I don't have one right now with a drop point. Maybe I do a little one, a little 2.5. Let me get this guy cleaned off a little bit here. See if we can get a little look at that massive hand-rubbed 3.5-inch blade. That is pretty cool. Love the Bull Knives logo, of course. Man, that is impressive. Just taking it off screen a sec to get some naked eye look on it. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Needed to actually look at it myself for a second. That's a really cool knife. I actually thought this was going to be a potential catch and release, but I am pretty enamored by that. This one's a Cheka blade shape, so it's a little different on the blade shape. We'll go this way so you can see the pivot hardware, and I'll even put it this way so you can probably see this with a little more perspective. This is a much bigger knife. Very, very cool. These are a really nice hollow grind, by the way, and in person on the 3.5-inch, it's very noticeable. You don't really notice the hollow grind too much on the 3-inch, but on the 3.5, it's very noticeable and very cool. Now, the other one I have, I've reduced this. I used to have, I don't know, 7 or 8 bull knives. I've reduced to 2 and prior to this. But the other one I have is this super one-off custom 2.5-inch. It's super tiny. So let me move these, because this thing does not have a pocket clip and is a bit prone to fly out of my hand when I try and front flip it. Let's see if we can get it here. Boink! First try. Love it. So there's a little 2.5-inch. Let's put this in perspective. 1, 2, 3. So get a little zoomed in here. Back it up a little bit. All right, and we're just going to line these up by the pivots so you can see the size difference of these cool little knives. Pretty neat. So really pleased with where my collection is now with this 3.5. That really brings things together. I got to pull out the tape measure and measure it, just because seeing a Sham this big is very unique. Never really seen that in person. There it is, exactly 3.5 inches. Let's see what the overall length is. I'm really curious. Wow, over 8 inches. It's like 8 1/8. That's really cool. Well, that's about it for now. It's time to go to dinner with the family. Hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. Really always fun when you get something and it's better than expected. And please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.